ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Frank Welker.
Hurry before the applause ends.
Give it up one more time for Peter and Frank, your Transformers panel. Looking lovely, gentlemen.
Hello, hello.
Greetings, Scotland.
Yes.
My goodness, give it up one more time for your panel. This is going to be so much fun, you guys. Very excited for this. Two of my favorites, not that I should be playing favorites, but I adore both of you. This is going to be so much fun. Just wanted a couple questions from me first, then we're going to let you guys ask some questions on the microphone right there in the middle. But first of all, gentlemen, how are you enjoying Edinburgh so far? I'll start with you, Mr. Cullen.
Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Love the rain. California is in a drought. Rain is like gold. I love it.
How about you, Frank?
Oh, yeah, fantastic. The scenery, the wonderful, the people. Wow, everybody is so nice here. I mean, very, very friendly. Extremely difficult to understand.
Yes.
And that you don't even have to be from Glasgow. We still don't understand, no.
Yes.
But we love the accents. As we said when we were in Liverpool, the accents are fantastic. I could just sit and listen to people talk. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Yes, absolutely.
And cobblestones,
Yes.
you know.
History. It's a very
And
magical place.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yes. And the clouds and the rain just feel so good to us.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're so thrilled to have you both here, and you've both voiced so many amazing characters. And we were just talking earlier about cosplay. We actually have a Scooby-Doo back there. Give Scooby-Doo a round of applause. And that was going to be my next question. Have you seen any of your characters today in cosplay?
I did. I saw Scooby from the back, and I was going, Scooby, hey, Scooby-Doo, Scoob. But he didn't hear me, so. Hey, Scoob, up here. Hi, Scooby-Doo.
How about you? Any Transformers in the crowd? Or?
Autobots, transform. Till all are one.
But that's got to be very special for someone to take the time to create their own character in honor of someone that you voiced, like Scooby or Optimus Prime. But do you have any favorite characters? Because you've done so many amazing voices, but anything that kind of speaks to you more than the others?
You know, it's funny. We get asked that question a lot, and I still don't really have an answer because, you enjoy doing the character that you most recently created, but then you go back and the old ones are just so much fun to do as well. So I don't know. It's hard to say. It's almost like children, who do you pick? The one who's not giving you trouble at the time, right? But
When Frank and I would do a new cartoon series, we'd always be mesmerized by what people are going to come up with next. And inevitably, it would be Frank when he would vocalize a character that I would hear for the first time, and I would look over to him and say, where did that come from? And it would always end up being my favorite because all the characters that he does end up being my favorite characters. That's
what
how
a
good
nice
he
thing
is.
to say. Now, that's Peter for you. That's Peter
That's
for
nice. Can we get
The
a collective?
king.
Aw, so sweet.
The
you. My
king.
friend.
Well, I'm sure that the chemistry is obviously there and the camaraderie is there. What's it like to work so often with someone that's, I'm assuming, your best buddy? You have to say that he's sitting right here.
Well, we do go back a long way. And I love when you tell the story about the very first show we did, but the very first time we sort of became aware of each other, he was doing a show, the Sonny and Cher show. And there was this kind of this goes way back, but there was this kind of ball that would come out and make all kinds of noises and sounds and voices, and I just was blown away. And I thought, oh my God, I better quit. That, whoever is doing that is fantastic. It was this guy. And I had never met him before. And then maybe half a year or so later, we got to do a show together. And that's when I found out that he was that ball. Remember the show? No. Mighty Man and Yuck. Tell me
Mighty Man and Yuck.
And who were you?
Mighty Man.
And who was I?
Yuck.
Yuck. Typecasting.
Yes. No. Did the ball have a name on the Sonny and Cher show?
No, it was just. It's a Sonny and Cher show.
Love it. We're going to invite you up to the microphones now if you have a question. And I did promise Amber, who's sitting front row, give it up for Amber, everybody. She is such a fan of these two. And of course, Frank just met her before. Amber, would you like to be our first question of the day? All right.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Hi, Frank. Hi, Peter.
Hello, Amber.
Hello. I was wondering, Frank, for you, quickly, what was it like working with Elvis on The Trouble with Girls in the 60s?
Wow. Love the question. And it was an amazing, amazing event for me because I was a big Elvis fan growing up. And he wasn't that old when I worked with him, but I was just, like this was one of the first films I worked with or did actually, and worked with him. But when I met him, we never got a chance to rehearse, and we did a scene on film. So they said, Elvis is coming. We don't have a lot of time to rehearse. Here's what you do. You pick up the suitcases, you go up the stairway, and then Elvis will follow you, and then, that will be the scene. So we'd never even had a chance to say hi to him, and there was this little square about from here to here to here to here, and 4 of us and Elvis. So we're going up these stairs and he's right behind me, and all of a sudden the door opens and Elvis is right there. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. And he looked fantastic. He'd just gotten back from Hawaii. He had jet black hair. He had a burgundy blazer, gray pants. Anyway, he looked fantastic. For 7 weeks, I got to work with him, and the first week everybody was in awe. The second week, we started playing football at lunch, and that's the kind of guy he was. He was really, really, really nice guy, and a lot of fun, and he liked my choking dog.
I think I've heard this.
The producer said, "Hey, Elvis, Frank does a lot of noises and sounds, and he does these dogs. Would you like to hear him?" I said, "Yeah, man, I'd like to hear that. Let's hear those dog sounds, Frank." Okay, old dog in the morning. Dog with a flea. Dog choking on a flea. That was his favorite. And he says, "Hey, Red, man, you got to check us out. This guy does a choking dog, man. It's unbelievable. Check it out."
Oh, that's brilliant.
Thank you, Amber.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Can I quickly ask Peter a
Thank
question
you.
as well, just real quick?
Yes.
Peter, I know not a lot of people ask you this, but you were the voice of Murky Dismal in Rainbow Bright. I'm not sure if anyone remembers it, but I was wondering what was it like to work on that, because you did like a unique voice for Murky.
It was fun. I was doing a takeoff of an American comedian named Jackie Gleason. And he did a character called, I think it was Reginald Van Gleason. And he, how sweet it is. And Dismal, Murky Dismal's, well, I don't know, his sidekick was somebody always fouling up. And so I always had the opportunity to go, "You are so stupid." Boy, that's right.
Yeah, it was Lurky.
Boy, I haven't done that in years. Thanks, Amber.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Yeah, that was Lurky voiced by Pat Fraley. He was the sidekick in the show. Lurky. the little round creature thing.
Pat Fraley, one of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah.
And we say hi to Patrick. Wish he were here. Wish he were
I
here.
will do. I'll pass on that message.
Hope so.
Thank you both.
Thank you, Amber. Great questions.
Thank you, Amber.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Pop.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
I have a question for Frank.
Yes, sir.
So my favorite show is Futurama, and you play Nibbler on Futurama. And you also do the speaking voice as well, don't you?
We shall return and conquer the earth. We will take over the universe.
Anyway, my question was, what was it like working on the cast of Futurama, or working with the cast of Futurama, and where did the voice come from?
Well, I only did probably maybe 3 or 4 shows with the entire cast. And then we were all kind of individually working. And especially now you do everything by yourself. But the cast were friends, Mo, and oh gosh, I mean they're just, again, we say this about every show because it's basically true about every show. You have great actors and fun. That particular cast with Billy West and John, oh my gosh, they're just, you just sit there and listen. You know, it's kind of like our Transformer Prime. You know, the room is filled with actors and you just sit back and watch them have fun, you know. So that was fun. Where I came up with the voice, kind of looking at the picture of Nibbler, you know, he was that small, and they said, you know, he's a real cute, sweet little guy, but then when he eats, he goes crazy, and he could eat a house, you know, so it's like... And they said, well, now we need to find a voice for him. And I thought, well, let's go completely to the other end. And I kind of did this old reporter from Los Angeles who talked like this. We shall take over the world. And thank you for that question.
Thank you. And,
All right, thank you very much.
and I have a question for Peter.
Yes.
So, Peter, you came back to do Optimus for the Michael Bay films. And I was just wondering, what was it like returning to that role after such a long time?
It was like putting on an old pair of comfortable shoes. Slip right into them, say, I remember these. Why did I put them in the back of the closet? I had no choice. Hey, it was like just riding a bike, you know. It was just like getting back on a bicycle.
Thank you so much for the work
And
you do.
isn't that cool listening to that voice on the big screen?
It's cool listening to the two of you on the big
Ooh.
screen.
Yes, very cool.
Thank you so much for the work you've done over the years. Thank you for
Thank
everything.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So nice. You guys, we love the manners. Appreciate it.
I've got a question for Frank and a question for Peter. What was your favourite animated Scooby-Doo movie to work on?
What was the plot?
We get
What
that
was
mic.
What was your favourite live-action animated Scooby-Doo movie to work on?
Gosh. Again, you know, we did so many Scooby-Doo movies. I think Zombie Island was, of course, a good one. I liked the snow monster. What was that called? Bigfoot or something? No. It was the... Help me, Peter. But the snow monster one was really a lot of fun. I liked that one in the mountains. I think probably one of my favorite... she's going to help you out. Yeah. She says, tell Frank that... You're going to help me, right? Yeah, the musical we did with Kiss. I love that one.
That one was brilliant.
Yeah.
And for Peter, what was your favourite season or the film of Gen 1?
Your favorite season of?
Favourite season or did you like the film more in Gen 1?
Did you hear that? We just need the mic turned up a little bit, please. Sorry, go ahead.
It's fine. What was your favourite season, or did you like the film more in Gen 1?
You're going back to 1984. You're asking me to remember an episode.
No season?
I don't know. Let's see. I can't remember. But I will answer the question this way. I enjoyed every show that we did together as a recording group in a small room, working in line in front of 10 microphones and 4 guys in the back behind glass walls, and we had a ball. We enjoyed each other so much, and it was always fun. So I would say every episode we did was a favorite.
And when we're talking about casts and having fun, that truly was one of the great casts, that Transformer. We had so many great actors.
That and Prime, yeah.
And we misbehaved.
Thank you.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Hi.
Bye.
Hi. I've got a little question to the both of you because it's kind of the same thing, and I know you've probably been asked this several times, but how did the two of you come up with your voices for Megatron and Optimus respectively?
Well, Megatron, when we went on the audition, they had pictures on a table. And I always like to look at something to get inspiration from what I'm looking at, clues, size, the way it looks, so on and so forth. So Megatron was on the table, and I'd been doing so many good guys, dads and uncles and grandfathers and cats and dogs. And so to have a villain role, I thought, ooh, this is going to be fun. And then also, they were these giant robots, Transformers, so you could come up with all kinds of sounds, and I like doing sounds, and I played with it and trying to come up with his voice. He's irritated, scratchy. I am Megatron, leader of the Decepticons. And it was just so much fun, but that's basically how it was, just visual.
I love that story. When I was called upon to audition for Optimus Prime, I was with my brother Larry. We were sharing an apartment at the time, and he asked me, I said, I need the car. He said, what for, Pete? And he said, I'm going to audition. For what? And I said, for a truck. My brother laughed, and he said, what does a truck sound like? I said, well, I don't know. But he's a hero truck. A hero truck? He says, yeah. I said, no, he's a real hero. And he said to me, and his voice lowered, and he said, Peter, if you're going to be a hero, be a real hero. Don't be a Hollywood fake artist. Don't go yelling and screaming. Don't pretend you're a tough guy. Be strong enough to be gentle. Have compassion. And I looked at him and I said, wow. I said goodbye. I went to the audition. I looked at the script. And my first words were, my name is Optimus Prime. And the words could have been, my name is Larry Cullen, leader of the Autobots. And I just read, and as I was reading, I could feel the compassion come out of his voice, and it just applied to the words as he talked about Cybertron and the Autobots, and it just got softer and lower and lower and lower till all are one.
Thank you so much.
Hello. Firstly, it's amazing to meet you both, two absolute legends of the voice acting world. Firstly, Frank, I'm so sorry, Peter, but my question also pertains to Frank and his repertoire of dogs. My favourite of which, by the way, being Buttons from Animaniacs, which I'm a huge fan of. My question is, do you approach these dogs and other sort of non-human characters in the same way you would approach, for example, a more human character with full lines, like in terms of giving them fully fleshed out personalities? Or is it more of a, I get to tap into that dog thing today, into a couple of hours of dog noises before I have to go do my difficult acting?
Well, it's really several things. One of the really fun things for me, and thank you for that question, by the way, is I've done a lot of ADR, or that's automatic dialogue replacement, which they'll show you on screen. Like I've done a lot of Disney animals, and so they'll show you the animal, and then you try to recreate the sound or the voice, and that is really fun, to try and actually get into that character and make you, the audience, believe that that is an authentic dog, So that's one thing, and if you do it right and you do it sincerely, and you really try and really become a dog. It sounds funny because they say that in acting, but if you really, like the breathing, we all have dogs. You've listened to them, like, but it feels good. I really feel like I'm a dog, When you do a character, you kind of want to take some of the way it looks. If it's a small dog, I call this a Beverly Hills watchdog, but in my mind, I see that little and then as you get into other characters, if it's actually a dog like Scooby, you're looking at the jowls and Raggy, roast. But you're still doing the dog too. So I don't know. I hope I answered your question. So it's a little bit of both.
Amazing, thank you. And then a question for Peter, and of course you can both chime in. As an actor who has had a couple of voiceover auditions, been in the booth doing, an elephant or a jellyfish or whatever, and then not quite gotten the job, what would be your tips for someone like me who's never quite cinched it to set themselves apart from the crowd, so to speak?
Well, there are a lot of jobs I didn't get either. And I'd never give up. If you feel it inside, it's going to come out. Enjoy what you do, love what you do, and it will eventually come. Something will hit, and you'll take off with that. And you'll have an up source of confidence that'll take you to the next level. So it's a series of steps, but never give up. Never give up.
And don't hold back. When you're on your audition, go for it. No matter how, you just got to get out and let yourself go, because you never want to leave that audition as you find it when you're driving home.
Amazing. Thank you both so much.
Thank you. Good luck.
Great advice. Thank you, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I hope I'm asking this question on behalf of the middle-aged parents in the room. I was 6 years old when I saw Transformers the movie, and I remember how I felt. But can you remember how you both felt when you read the script and your reaction after everything that happens in that movie in regards to the characters being killed off?
Yeah, you're talking about the first movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a movie where
Frank and I were
This is
reading
true.
the script, and together we were in the green room or wherever we were.
Yeah, and let me just preface this a little bit by saying that I shouldn't tell everybody this, but what the heck, we as actors, I mean, you imagine you slave over your scripts and just, the night before and you work them. Well, Peter and I never read the scripts till we get there. Because most of the time they're changing things all the time, and we don't want to get stale. We want to be, fresh. And so we hadn't read the scripts, so.
So I'm breezing through the script and I'm looking away and I get to about, page 10. And I'm looking down the next line. Optimus Prime takes deep breath, starts to gasp, and dies. And I looked at, hey, Frank, what page are you on? He says, I said, go to page 10. He said, well, what's up, Peter? I said, I'm getting smacked.
Had no idea.
Well, that's it. I'm out of here. What?
And I think the second part of his question, too, is how do you feel about what the middle-aged parents, when they were looking at that, right? Is that what you're saying? Is what parents felt when they saw what happened to you in the film? How did that make you feel?
Well, if they could feel what I felt, they felt really bad. Yeah, well, I didn't cry, but I just looked at it and I said, gee, what did I do wrong? What the? I was very sad.
Good question.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm very starstruck. I wanted to just ask two small questions. You both, I don't want to say famously, played a rock lord in the GoBots sequel movie. I'm not entirely sure. Did you do that knowing sort of the irony of the situation and where GoBot stands to people who are involved with Transformers? Or was it just like another gig? Was it just another like role?
GoBots. Yeah, I think that, we're always surprised when we find something like Transformers because they both at the time were just work for us as actors. And they were fun because they were different, but those shows, as you know, were similar, the GoBots and but we had no idea that Transformers was percolating through spin-offs and so on and so forth, but because we never got mail, we had no idea that Transformers was getting as big as it was and had the following that it had.
We did not have the internet. We did not get fan mail. We had no idea what was out there.
So it wasn't like it was just another role. It was just another gig.
It was another job.
Fair enough. And Mr. Welker, I just wanted to ask you. I've always wanted to know this. What does Soundwave sound like without the vocalization?
Okay, Soundwave without the vocalization sounds like this. Hello, everyone.
Malish, this is Soundwave reporting. I have detected Autobots in the vicinity. Well, then you know what to do, Soundwave. Summon the Decepticons! Yes, Malish.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Prime? What is it, Ironhide? I heard them Decepticons are out there. I want to kick some butt. Go for it. Go for it, Ironhide. Transform and roll out.
Bit of a backstory to my question. I'm in my final year of drama university and I am doing my dissertation on voice acting. And my question to you two is, how do you feel as voice actors the industry has evolved? So how do you, in your own experiences, how has it changed? Does it still feel the same, or has there been like so many new opportunities and new things coming in, especially with now after COVID, home studios and that. How do you two feel as voice actors the industry has changed?
Well, I think first of all, when we were doing the flat animation with Generation 1, and we thought that was the end all, because we're using all this special techniques in the sound booth, which is like archaic stuff now. But then when we got into doing CGI stuff with Prime, that was a whole new thing for me as Megatron, because
I was here before in G1, which I love that voice.
but then they wanted me to do something a little bit different, transform, for the Prime show, and I could do a lot more subtle things because you could really see the mouth move and eyes and everything. It was really lovely, as you guys would say. So
then I started doing him like more so I could do little subtleties. But he wasn't always here. He was here. I'll find Prime if it's the last thing I do, and I will convince him to become a Decepticon.
But CGI was another step. And then, of course, going to the features with the Giants, and I know Peter's got some stories on that, but I think that the new type of animation affords you the ability to be more subtle, and I like that. The home studios, one quick one, then I'll let Peter talk. I never let him talk. We go home and he goes, Frank, you were on for 45 minutes. I did 5. But the home studios, I have one down now in my garage, which is downstairs, and it used to take me 45 minutes to go to work. It takes me now 45 seconds. Unless there's congestion in the kitchen, then I have to take the living room off-ramp and then I come down. I can still make it in time. But it's wonderful. Just walking in your shoes or socks to work. It's nice. Except you miss not working with your fellow actors. I'm stopping now. Everybody, take a breath. Peter.
What was the question? I can't go back that far. I don't remember. Okay, what was the question?
So how has voice acting to you evolved and changed? So from going from like with Generation 1 in the studio to now working with big league actors in Hollywood to even like your home studio?
Well, you know what? Voiceover to me takes me back to when I was a child, and it hasn't changed one bit. I remember as a kid doing the sound of an animal, and I would get such a reaction from my family or friends or something that it just encouraged me to do it more. And I remember one time working on a farm, collecting milk in the morning and carrying the buckets into the big reservoirs. And walking by one day, I had a whole row of Holstein Friesian cows. And I was at the head, and I started talking out loud. I said, I want your attention, in a boy's voice. And they all went. There wasn't a moo in the house. And I started talking to them, and I pretended I was this, and I pretended I was that, and they followed me wherever I went. They followed me. It was the greatest audience in the world, and that's what you need. You need somebody paying attention to you. That's why I did it in school. That's why I was kicked out of classes all the time. That's why I was in detention. But I never quit because I loved doing it. And if you're doing something you love, you never work a day in your life.
Thank you so much, you two. Hope you enjoy the rest of Scotland and that.
Thank you.
Thank you. So sorry, guys, we have time for one final question. I know you have a lot, but the good news is you can meet them at their tables in the autograph and photo ops area. This will be our final question for this panel. Thank you.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Hello.
Well,
I have a question for you guys. What do you think of Hugo's Reeves' performance as Megatron?
I think he did a very good job. Yeah, he did a good job. Obviously, I think I did. No, I think that, for not really being totally into animation and understanding, I think, clearly what some of the backstory was, as an actor, he did what he needed to do and did a good job. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I worked with Michael Bay, and I always worked alone. He never worked with actors outside of on camera on a multiple basis. So I never heard Hugo's rendition of Megatron. Never had the opportunity until the movie itself. And all I did was miss Frank when I saw the movie. I just said, oh, well, that's my personal feelings. But when he came back, I said, yes!
Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Have a good day, guys.
Thank you. Any final words for your fans here in Edinburgh? They're going to head back to the photo op and autograph area.
Well, we've done this a couple of times, and we've been asked a diminishing number of requests to do a scene from our show, and so we'd like to read this for you. This
Yes, let's hear it for him.
is Megatron and Optimus Prime. Do I need my glasses? Okay. Well, I think, oh yeah. I do need my glasses. Do you need your glasses? No. Do you need them? I don't have them. So turn. All right.
So here we stand, leaders of the Autobots and Decepticons. We alone control the future of the planet Earth and the universe beyond. We can share the power and control the destiny of all that lies before us.
Megatron, it is not power I seek. I wish only to protect this planet, and I want no harm to come to these humans.
You fool! Why throw away your life so needlessly? With Energon from the Earth and our troops, we can rebuild Cybertron and control the galaxy. The entire universe awaits us.
I will not endanger the Earth or its humans. Cybertron has shown us that chaos and devastation comes from greed and power.
Ah, such pathetic nonsense. No one will stand in my way.
Megatron, I will not allow you to succeed. One shall stand, one shall fall.
So be it. Power through tyranny!
I will never give up hope that one day we will all stand as one. Until then, Autobots, roll out!
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Edinburgh, give it up one more time for Peter Cullen and Frank Welker.
Thank you, Jan.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Keep it going for Peter and Frank right here at Comic-Con Scotland. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Whoa.